Okay, so I'm aware that this isn't the only dragon show. Like, I'm aware. I'm aware this is not the only dragon show. There's technically two of them, with this and Race to the Edge. However, because I've been doing a bunch of other stuff lately, I only have time for one of them. So, please excuse me for skimming over Race to the Edge. I just don't have time for it right now. But I promise you that I'll try to review it sometime in the future. But as for now, let's talk about this one, the first Dragon show, and the one that is kind of weird. It's weird because it's not bad or anything like that, but its biggest problem is that it is non-canon. Excuse me. Sorry. Early in the morning, so pollen's kicking my tail in. Anyway, yeah, that's its biggest problem. It's non-canon. So everything that happens just kind of happens in its own weird little timeline. However, does that make the show bad? No, absolutely not. This show is good. But because it is non-canon, it does feel kind of inconsequential. So, those that want to keep up with the actual lore, they don't have to watch this show. This was more made as a distraction by DreamWorks to try to keep people occupied during the 4-year hiatus between Dragon 1 and Dragon 2. So, with all that said, let's talk about it. What's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Mr. Station. This is for anything and everything animation. I'm your host, Jackson Small. Welcome back to Dragon-Thon. Welcome to my review of Dragons Riders of Berk, a Netflix original series that is completely non-canon to the actual movies, that served as a appetizer between Dragons 1 and 2. So, with that out of the way, here's my written review. I hope you enjoy it. This is a bit of an odd one, because not only is it by all means an obvious cash-in by DreamWorks to tide over fans between the 4-year hiatus of Dragons 1 and 2, and it's obvious that it is a cash grab, but also that's completely non-canon, as proven by the movie's very different direction. It also doesn't help that DreamWorks is very inconsistent with the TV spin-offs of their own IPs, ranging from harmless fun like Kung Fu Panda Legends of Awesomeness, to insufferable trash like Monsters vs. Aliens and Megamind Rules. However, that's not to say that Riders of Berk is a bad series or anything like that. It's just kind of odd. The stand-in voice actors do a decent job. Some of the concepts and ideas they come up with are interesting, and some they'd even reuse as side plots in the movies. Seeing more lore about the dragons is neat, even if it doesn't really connect to the movies at all. The animation, in terms of being a television series, it's obviously not going to be on the same level as the movies, is solid. It's obviously low budget, but it's solid. And it can still have its funny moments. Also, the music is still great. This is still dragons that we're talking about here. However, the story themselves are very hit or miss. The villains absolutely suck. The pacing is all over the place. The total runtime is absolutely ridiculous at 118 episodes, each one 22 minutes long. Just, no. That is way too long for any show, let alone a spin-off. The character development is minimal, rewatchability is low, and since it is non-canon, any of the big events that happen feel almost completely inconsequential. Overall, though, it is still solid enough to recommend one viewing if you are a fan of the franchise. But whether it's worth more than one is going to depend on who you ask. Me personally, it's a solid one and done, but I am glad that I watched it. So that's the way I see it. It's a perfectly solid spin-off show. It's way too long, and it has its moments of being below par, but most of it is still solid, and if you are a fan of the show looking for more stuff with dragons, whether it's canon or not canon, this is a fun distraction. So if you have a Netflix account or one on DVD, you can totally get it. It's not a problem. And because of that, my final verdict for Dragons Riders of Berk is going to be a 7 out of 10. It's a solid enough show, it's a good show, but it's way too long, the villains suck, and it being non-canon makes it pretty much completely inconsequential. So it's not a necessary watch, but it is a watch that I think that you will enjoy if you are a fan of the show. Alright, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. See you next time for my review of Dragon 2.
Excited for what comes up ahead.